Well, hello there to all my viewers. I know, that's a joke. But some of you who tune in once a week or even periodically check in on Father Francis videos, Faith for the Day, sometimes you'll see the my little intro that I made several years ago that I use now as my little intro to my homilies, my Catholic homilies. And some of you have been kind of following my latest little tangent on the update to Snow Leopard. And I want to say that most of you have kind of had the same, and I'm sorry to say this, had the same kind of problems that I've been experiencing myself. A couple of you have kind of taken issue with me, and that's fine too. Hey, it's a free world. You know? And in fact, you know, it's always good to hear another person's opinion. You know, I'm certainly not opposed to people voicing their opinions. That's all I'm doing. But I do want to say, and this will probably be the last time I address this issue because it's kind of a moot point now. You know, by the time I finish this video and upload it to YouTube, most of the fixes I'm hoping will be out there, and you know, it'll be, like I said, it'll be a moot point. It won't matter anymore. But you know, I have to tell you that you know, some people I think kind of got the impression that maybe I wasn't being totally loyal, you know, being a loyal customer to, say, Apple, or I was being, you know, a whiner and a complainer, and you know, hey, probably so to some extent. I mean, I was not a happy camper with my upgrade to Snow Leopard. I mean, that's not news to you. But I am going to say that, you know, first and foremost, you know, Apple is a good company, and I've had, for the last 2.5 years, I've had nothing but just absolutely glowing things about my Apple products and my Mac Pro and my MacBook Pro and my iMac, which started me off, you know, 3 years ago almost. In fact, I'm running my little iMac right over there. I'm away from my big baby, my Mac Pro, and but I'm able to do some Final Cut work on my iMac. You know, originally that's what I got it for, and then I found out that, hey, you really want to get into the big leagues, you got to get a Mac Pro to really run those Pro software packages. I mean, they can be run on an iMac, but not as nearly as nicely as they can be on Mac Pro. And so yeah, they just had the opportunity to get one, and hey. But I just want to say that it is a machine. You know, it's not meant to, you know, live on into eternity. You know, it's going to have its cycle of life, just like any other thing we buy. Any other created thing we buy, and it's going to eventually fall apart. I mean, if you read some of the Apple websites, which I have done, you know, they're going to tell you, hey, you know, it's not perfect. It's a machine, you know, and it's going to fail you. You know, some of the articles I read in Macworld, they said, hey, you know, it's not if your hard drive fails, it's when it fails, okay? So even though, and I have to say, when I look at the Mac Pro, I was a guy who used to build PCs, and I'm going to tell you, even though I tried to make them look neat and pretty, there's just no comparison between the elegance and the engineering design of a Mac Pro to a PC, unless the PC start kind of copying some Mac Pro ideas. I mean, the changing of a hard drive, or the changing of the RAM memory, I mean, it's all so beautifully designed. But again, it is a machine. And one day, it may be clicking along and doing everything that I want it to do, but one day it's going to just, and that'll be it. You know, I might be able to fix it, or I might just have to buy another machine. Apple is just a company, and sometimes, you know, look back in the, was it in the 80s? The 80s, Apple tanked. I mean, you know, watch the movie called Mac Heads. There were people that were really sweating bullets, thinking they were going to have to go out and buy a PC. Oh, what are we going to do? You know, now I feel that way a little bit now myself, you know, but hey, you know. But the thing is that it might be a nice little point to, nice little segue into some of my little homilies here, is that, you know, nothing on this side of the resurrection is meant to last. You aren't meant to last, I'm not meant to last, but our eternal souls, now that's a different thing. Want to learn more about that or talk more about that, you can watch the other homilies too. But again, I'm not an Apple hater. You know, I'm not somebody who's trying to run down a good product. Again, like I said, I'm still using my Apple products, and I'm very happy with them. I mean, they perform. for the most part, almost flawlessly. So again, I hope that helps a little bit, again, because I think some people felt that I was kind of now being a Benedict Arnold, or a, you know, a Father Benedict Francis Arnold or something like that, because I had some, you know, reservations about the new upgrade. And I know that some of you also were sharing in some of the same experiences that I was having, so I know I wasn't alone in that. But again, the reality is that things are going to get better for the most part, and I look forward to many, many years of enjoying the good and fine line of Apple products and software as well as hardware. And so I still clearly recommend them, but anybody who is interested and they're wondering, well, should I really buy a Mac now? I had one person say, I'm going to go out and buy Windows 7. You know, it's a free country, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to stick with what I have, and I'm happy with what I have. Okay, well, thanks for giving me a chance to speak my piece, and so we'll talk soon. And until next time, you take care, my friend.